A very good evening, everybody. This is Patricia and David, Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286. Well, it is getting to be winter, isn't it? Getting very close to it, late autumn, and it is quite chilly. We've had a southwest wind all day. It's about 10 knots at the moment, but it's been dry, 17 degrees as I speak, but what was it this morning? 15, I think, so it does cool down pretty rapidly. 90% cloud cover, and the bar is 1023. Well, we've got old Marie checked into Tonga this morning, and as it happened, I happened to tune into the AIS just as they were motoring across to Pangamotu to join the others there. And Margarita will be in Niafu at midnight tonight. Sounds like us. We always manage to get to Niafu in the dark, but the radar is really useful because it's good solid hills to the left. 1922 south, 17429 west, 030 true at 7 knots, and they have an east-southeast to southeast at 14. So pretty pleasant last part of their trip from Minerva. So happy landfalls to you guys. I presume you'll anchor in the main channel there and go through the slot tomorrow. Okay, we have got, well, I thought we'd have 3, but we've got Sea Wind and First Light, and I don't think Ostrika left today, but we'll wait and see. So Sea Wind, Gulf Harbour Radio. Sea Wind, Gulf Harbour Radio.
This is Sea Wind, how copy?
Well, it's a lighter copy than normal, Lars. Usually you are booming in, so conditions are a bit different tonight, so go ahead, over.
Okay, well, so our position is 20 degrees and 39 minutes south, 179 degrees, 37 minutes west. Currently making about 5.5 knots. Cruise gas at the moment is 6 degrees true, with a little bit of force. We just stopped the engine after a bit of force, and the wind just recently. We haven't quite set the wind wane self-steering yet in the right course. But the wind picked up from maybe 5, 7, 8 knots up to 12 knots for the moment from the east, I would say. The wind picked up a little bit during the day, not a tremendous amount, but it went from maybe 1 meter to 1.5, 2 meters long swell to 2 knots. It's just a significant tempering in swell, considering the case that the wind has actually dropped. From the wind further away. Anyways, it's all good on board Sea Wind. Had a lovely day, and we are currently heading towards our destination.
Okay, so a couple of degrees further north, so that's good. Sea Wind at the moment are at 2039 south and 17937 west. 5.5 knots, and I think I got 060, but it might be not quite right looking at your course. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. And it's 12 knots from the east with the swell up a bit from yesterday. So it's a long swell, so not too bad, maybe 2 meters. So I hope all is well on board, and good evening to Suzanne as well. Over.
Yeah, all is well on board. We have had a nice dinner. We actually caught just another 15 kilo mahi today. So the freezer is full to the brim. So it's no more fishing until we get to Fiji.
I have never heard anyone get 4 mahis on the way to either Tonga or Fiji before. So I'm sure you'll certainly have the record. You won't be needing to worry about catching fish in around Fiji, which is a bit dubious with the ciguatera. So, yep, you are well stocked. And you'll probably get sick of it shortly, but we'll have to start sending you mahi-mahi recipes. Okay, well, sounds like all is well. You've got very nice conditions for fishing, actually, so although the swell is up a bit. So have a good night, and we will talk to you again. Oh, maybe not, but what's your ETA? Over.
ETA is sometime on Thursday, the 22nd. Hope to be there before sunset, depending on how much motoring we will do. But sometime during the day of Thursday, the 22nd. Over.
Okay, well, we'll definitely be talking to you tomorrow then. So it sounds all good on Seawind. So we'll clear with you and look for First Light on their way to Sabu Sabu. First Light, Gulf Harbour.
This is Julie on First Light. How do you copy today, Patricia? Over.
Oh, good copy, thanks. Julie, go ahead.
Okay, my copy on you is not good today. I don't know why. I can hear you. Can barely hear Seawind. Over.
Oh, that's interesting. We are putting out the usual amount of power, but there was a solar flare earlier on in the day, and I have what we call short skip, but you are a bit further away than that, so I can copy you very well. So go ahead. Over.
Okay, we left Minerva Reef and passing the past 6 in the morning, set sail, had a nice couple of hours sailing, but frankly the wind died and we've been motoring all day. At 6 knots plus. We did catch a mahi-mahi this afternoon, which was wonderful. Current position, 22 degrees, 31 minutes south, 179.06 west. Wind is probably 5 to 7 knots out of the southeast. Minimal swell, half a meter. Cloud cover is 20%. It's been mostly a sunny day. And that's it for now. Over.
Yeah, I was looking at how nice it would have been in Minerva today. There's still quite a lot of boats there, and they would have enjoyed very mild conditions there. So First Light, Don and Julie are at 2231 south, 17906 west, with a couple of hours sailing this morning, but then the wind died, so they are motoring at, I didn't put the course down. Did I? No, I didn't. Anyway, the wind is 5 to 7 knots from the southeast, with a minimum, very minimal, half a metre swell. So at least the motoring is pleasant. I'm not sure whether the wind's going to pick up. I'll see if what David has got to say shortly when we pass the microphone. But I'm sure you would like to have a bit of wind for those lovely calm seas to move you along. But anyway, with the mahi-mahi on board, things sound very well on board First Light. Over. Yes. Well, Julie's not copying me very well tonight, but she's coming through really well here. I wonder if there's anything running on board that might be causing some problems.
It's about 15, maybe tomorrow.
It sounds like the wind tomorrow, Julie, the wind tomorrow will be about 15 knots, give or take, about 15 knots. So that will make you both a lot happier. How copy? Over.
Actually, I got that. Thank you. Thank you for that. Over.
Yeah, it's always good when you get something that you want, isn't it? All right, we'll clear with you. And I don't think that Ostrika left today, but I'll give them a call. Ostrika, Gulf Harbour. No, in fact, I didn't see hardly anybody leave today, so all is very quiet up there in the departure area. What I'll do now is pass the microphone, and then I'll give a general call for any boats that do want to check in shortly.
Okay, good evening to those listening. Well, since most everyone has reached their destination, other than first light and sea wind, but they're almost there, I think I'm just going to review the Southwest Pacific today. So the new high has moved to the center of the Tasman quite strong at about 1030 millibar. It's ridging quite nicely to the northeast, reaching all the way up to the Cooks. Um a relatively active trough now and tomorrow runs across the cruising route along about 30 south. Now it runs from Australia to the dateline, where at that point it turns to the southeast and continues as a cold front. Winds from New Zealand up to about 30 south, up to this trough, are southeasterlies. Then they bump into it. There is a branch from the system that does run north, and that affects New Caledonia, unfortunately. Much the same, really, on Wednesday. So by Thursday, the trough starts to break up around 27 south and the dateline, right at that little spot right there. Winds 25 knots or so out of the southeast below the trough and east southeast above, possibly strong above. By Friday, the 23rd, the high remains in the Tasman, providing southeast winds all the way up to 25 south. And at that point, our trough, which actually it's a semi-stationary frontal band, it refreshes and it continues to provide pretty poor weather. Plenty of rain, strong winds, and thunderstorms are definitely possible. And this includes the Minervas as well. And for Saturday, the front reaches 24 to 20 south, fairly wide band of inclement weather. Plenty of cloud and rain, tall cumulus clusters. They'll see to it that conditions remain quite poor. Fresh to strong winds, roughly out of the east southeast, give or take on that. So that's pretty much the review for the Southwest Pacific. So with that, back to the chief, if she's ready. She's looking at something there. Here she is.
No, I was just going to try and find some news for the Aussies listening about the lot of rain in the northern New South Wales area, particularly around Sydney, doing a fair bit of damage. But most of you will be gone from there and enjoying much better weather wherever you are. This is our Gulf Harbour Radio. Is there anybody wanting to call in? Please call now.
Gulf Harbour, this is Ursula. You copy?
Ursula, yes, we certainly do. I was beginning to worry whether we were not getting out too well, but you're certainly coming through well, and I hope all is well with you, Craig. Over.
Yes, very good here. We had a fantastic 2 days in Minerva. It was calm enough for us to take the boat over towards the entrance and anchor out. And then we went on a dive 2 days in a row. It was absolutely fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful dive there. And after we were done with the dive yesterday, we took off from Minerva about 5:30, 17:30. And we've been going ever since. We've had wonderful sailing, very nice. Today I talked myself into raising my new asymmetrical tanker that I had made in Monterey there by Calvert Sales. This thing is so huge that we are now doing about 5 to 6 knots at about 5 to 8 knots of wind. So we're doing very good. I will now get to my position. Are you ready, over?
Roger. Yeah, boy, that Spinnaker is doing a great job. But I'm interested to hear what, David, you reckon the wind was going to go up a bit tomorrow, didn't you?
A little bit.
I wonder if you're going to run the spinnaker all night, Craig, over?
I was considering it. We have a stock, and we have 3 of us, and so we can get it down pretty fast. So I'm going to keep a real good eye on the wind, and we'll see. We're gonna take a judgment call pretty soon. So we're doing along so well right now. We would be going hardly anywhere without it. So.
Yeah, well, when we finish, if there's nobody else on, I will tell you an interesting story about an asymmetric spinnaker that was used on our boat overnight. But go ahead with your position.
Okay, we're at 21 degrees, 37 minutes south, 179 degrees, 26 minutes west, course of 340 true. We have a speed right now. We're going and looking at my odometer. We're doing I'd say 5 knots average. Let's see, the wind velocity, it's about 5 to 8 knots from the southeast. The swell is east-southeast, about a half a meter, not too bad at all. The barrow is 1009. We have 25% cloud cover. And I think that's about it. All right.
Roger that. We have Rusla having an absolutely rip snorter sail at 2137 south, 179026 west, on a course of 340 true at 5 knots with the wind southeast between 5 and 8. They have the asymmetric spinnaker. It sounds pretty huge by the sound of it. East-southeast, 0.5 metres and a 1009 on the bar with 25% cloud cover. What colour is the spinnaker, over?
Oh, it's my favorite colors, blue and green mostly.
Roger that, blue and green. Okay, does David have any weather to talk about? No, I'll just pass the microphone before I give you an abbreviated version of something funny.
Well, I hope it's abbreviated. It's all going to be my fault. You wait and see. I'm looking at satellite imagery, and it's 1 minute old, pretty recent. So all of the tall clouds you've been through, where you didn't have them, and everything to the north of you, from what I could see, are all fairly low-level cumulus, if any at all. So I think you're going to be all right. Certainly bad weather to the south, but not to the north. So if you're brave, shoot, fly it. I did.
Did you catch that, Craig, over?
Yeah, that's a good copy.
All right, well, now I'll tell you what happened on Chameleon one night. We had very similar conditions, a bit stronger wind, I guess, about 10 knots. And I went to bed about, because I do the sort of the midnight to 6 shift. So I got to bed maybe 9:30, something like that, leaving David in the cockpit watching the spinnaker, which we had decided to fly because the conditions were so lovely.
It's in the Caribbean.
It was in the Caribbean. I couldn't even remember. Thank you, David. So anyway, time went by and I was thinking, goodness, I didn't bother going to sleep because the water noise rushing past my sea berth was so strong. I thought any minute now I'm going to get a call to come and help douse the thing. So anyway, all of a sudden it got quiet and I must have gone to sleep, but I was woken up by the captain, who came in to say, the spinnaker has gone. And I said to him, because I was a bit sleepy, what do you mean gone? Is it gone? And he said, yes, it's gone. So came up on deck, and fortunately the spinnaker was being dragged along the side of the boat. Well, to cut a long story short, the Accident Investigation Committee, that was me, in the morning, looked at the speed of what was going on, the wind speed had got up significantly, and David had got cold in the cockpit, so he went below, lay on the couch, and went to sleep. Well, our boat did a record speed until such time as the spinnaker decided to part, and funnily enough, it only had the tiniest little hole in it because the shackle or something went at the top anyway. But anyway, that was our effort of running the spinnaker at night time. So I hope that your crew don't decide to come below and have a sleep. Craig, over.
Yeah, we're going to keep a good watch on this one. These guys are really on it. They tend to know their wind speeds really well. They're relatively new to sailing before this trip, and now I've got them reaping and firming at all the right times, and they know how to do it and when to do it. So, yes, we're going to keep a real good eye and make sure that nothing happens like that. Good story, though.
Yeah, I can't even remember what speed we got up to, but it was certainly a high speed for Chameleon, who was a fairly hefty girl to move along. So that was I don't think we took it off the boat. We're getting too old for spinnakers now, so we took it off the boat. So we haven't made any further mistakes. All right, we will clear with the flying Rusula, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour?
Gulf Harbour, this is Stephen again.
Yeah, Stephen, go ahead, Lars.
Well, I can't help myself. I have to tell you guys a similar story about running a symmetric spinnaker at night. We have a really big symmetric spinnaker that makes a huge difference if the wind drops down below, let's say, 11, 10 knots on a beam reach, broad reach, or pure downwind. Normally we never run it at night, but on our trip from the Easter Island to French Polynesia, we had a bunch of lovely days and very light winds, and the spinnaker made all the symmetric spinnaker made all the difference. We were keeping exactly like the experience of Russell. Instead of just motoring, we could make like 5-6 knots in very light winds with this big symmetric spinnaker. And one night we were actually both below reading the hatch in the mainsail was open. Everything was absolutely lovely, and we were aware of that there could be any squall. We were sort of on the alert. All of a sudden, when I felt the wind speed was picking up a little bit, I could feel a couple of raindrops coming through the hatch, and I rushed forward to get the top down. And it was too late, so I got it half down. I didn't have any gloves on my hands, so I could only get it half down, and then the swings in my hands were way too strong, so I had to let go, and the top went all the way to the top, and the spinnaker exploded and blew out of both the port and starboard leaches. It was only holding on to the bottom leach. So we had to salvage it, and then eventually we spent like 2 days fitting it all together, making new leach tapes and all sorts of things. But it's back in order. It's not quite looking as it used to be, but it's still doing its job. Over.
Well, you had worse luck than we had, because I can't believe that we had no real damage to ours. But yeah, boy, that wind gets up pretty quickly when you don't want it to. So, well, I guess we've all got little sins to talk about, but nevertheless, the spinnaker always makes me cheerful, because ours is really bright. It's purple and yellow, and what other colour is it? I can't remember now. It's so long ago. But yeah, it's just such a cheerful sail to have up, isn't it? It just makes you feel good and really appreciate that you're enjoying sailing. Well, thanks for coming back again, Lars. And I guess once we've been bitten spinnaker-wise, we are a bit more careful in the future. So hopefully Rusula will not be talking about their spinnaker at night story tomorrow, other than how good it was. All right. It sounds like we've finished for the evening. Is there anybody else to join us? Please call. No, nothing heard. So very quick night tonight. We'll talk to you all again tomorrow. Sounds very pleasant out there. So enjoy the sailing, and those at Minerva enjoy a very peaceful anchorage at Minerva. It looks really lovely there at the moment. So that's good. And we'll be back again tomorrow. The frequency's yours if you want it. Cheers all.